Please welcome your Chief Ambassador, Marty Hale.
You guys excited yet? I thought you guys were excited. Man. All right, thank you, Jerry. I know Jerry's excited. So guys, I've got just a little bit of time here, but I want you to know what we're going to be going through the rest of the weekend is the new duplicate process, the new duplicate book. You're going to absolutely fall in love with how clean it is, how simple it is, how much momentum you can create with this. It's just absolutely astonishing. And I want to give credit to our designers. There's a whole slew of them. I'm not going to go through their names right now. I'm going to wait until Sunday. But guys, if you get a chance, if you know any of our design team or graphic team, grab a hold of them and talk to them and thank them, because this book is literally going to change your business. It's just absolutely crazy what it's going to do for you. So what I'm going to share with you right now is the very first step of these 8 steps, which is define your why, okay? We're going to spend the next 30 minutes, and this is going to be real personal with all of us. And so I need your participation. Can you guys give me your participation? Okay, this is not a lecture. It's not me necessarily even training or coaching. This is you training and coaching, literally, okay? And so the foundation of your entire business, the most important thing you can ever do in your business is define your why. And I always tell people that if you don't have a why, you don't have anything. You don't have a business. And if you think that this is hokey, if you think it's kind of cheesy, if you think it's kind of, oh, that's a network marketing kind of a thing, I already have a lot of money, I don't really need a why. And I know how that feels, guys. Let me just tell you something. It's not just network marketing that is built on a why. Consider the Fortune 500 companies. I'm going to prove this to you here in just a moment. The very first thing, in fact, if you listen to Michael's story, he'll tell you, when he heard about network marketing and the deregulation of energy, and then his passion, his why was about the environment and how he could earn a living, living out his passion, his why. That's the reason why Veridian is so successful today, is because all of you that have built it along with Michael and Cam, you have a why. Because up until now, I don't know what else you did have. And I think you would agree with me. I mean, you had a why, you had a dream, you were inspired to change your life and the lives of others. But just think about the Fortune 500. Here's what they do. The first thing they do is they define their why. A very powerful, engaging, meaningful, significant, deep down inside their soul why. And that why is what develops their culture, and their culture is what builds their brand, which creates their message, which drives their revenue. You see, it's your why that drives revenue. I know I'm going to challenge your philosophy, but remember my first session? Changing your philosophy can change your life. Let me tell you something, folks. Your why is what drives your revenue, not the product. Any takers? A few? It's not the comp plan. After all that last night, are you kidding me? It's not the rates. It's your why is what drives your revenue. It's culture is what drives your income. And I know there's some of you in the audience that still don't believe me. So I'm going to give you a few examples today. I'm going to show you a few videos of the Fortune 500 and how do they do it? How do they become the largest in the world in their industry with possibly the worst product in the industry, with the most expensive prices in the industry? How in the world do they do it? So, a couple questions. Who can tell me how many cc's the motorcycle had? Those guys hate Harleys. Jet bike riders, right? How many, hey, I ride both, so it's okay. How many horsepower did it have at the rear tire? What was the price? Did they sell you a product on that commercial? What'd they sell you? They sold you culture. They sold you, why do you want a Harley? You know why you want a Harley? To be free. To ride through the mountains with a hot chick with a belly button ring straddling your motorcycle with the wind in your hair. Or on your skin like me. I'm telling you. They sell their why, your why. They don't sell you a product. I know it's crazy to think that way, and I know you don't believe me, so I have a few more examples. Check this company out. Did you even see a product? Did you even see what the product goes on? Seriously, did you ever see a pair of feet? Much less a pair of shoes. How in the world do you make the worst motorcycle product in the world, sell it for the most expensive price on the market, and be the largest manufacturer in the industry? How do you make the most expensive shoes that aren't necessarily the best shoes and be the largest shoe manufacturer in the world? What are they selling? A why. If I buy these shoes, I'm less likely to get breast cancer. If I buy these shoes, oh, they didn't say buy the shoes though, did they? If I play sports. You see, the kids are fired up about playing sports. They have a why. They want to be a famous tennis player, a famous golfer, a famous volleyball player, a famous football player, baseball, basketball. They're selling their why, their dream. Anybody believe me yet that it's not the product, it's not the comp plan, it's not the rates? And it's not just in this industry. Just for the naysayers in the group, let's do one more. They talk about algorithms. They talk about processors and servers and data rooms and no! What they talk about? Your dream, your why. Every single person on that commercial talked about their dream. Did you get it? Guys, I could show you a whole lot more of those, but we don't have time today. I just want it to sink in, though. I start off by saying it's not about the product. It's not about the rates. It's not about the comp plan. It is about your culture. It's about your why. You see, you weren't born to be a slave. You weren't born to live in bondage, whether that's to somebody else's company or, quite frankly, to your own business. You see, you were born to be free. We were all born to be free in every aspect of life, spiritually, financially, with our health and fitness, with our family, socially, recreationally, educationally, mentally. In every aspect of life, we were meant to be free. And so I want to know today, what's your why? Why are you really doing this business? Now I'm going to tell you my story and tell you my why as fast as I can. You heard about me pumping the brakes to get my truck to stop and filling up the radiator with water every 3 days and robbing Peter to pay Paul. Well, what you don't know is this. Guys, when you're driving a truck that you have to do that in and you're going to go to an opportunity meeting to try to show somebody how to be successful, it is not an exciting thing. You park 2 blocks away because you don't want them to see you drive up. Much less when they walk out, see a big puddle of antifreeze in the parking lot under your car. And you're telling them how to be successful. I'll never forget when I bought that truck, I was so excited because it had power windows and power locks. It was one of my first ones. You got to remember, I'm 21, right? And it was during the winter time in Texas. And so one of the things, that I forgot to do was check the AC to see if it worked because I was excited, new truck and all. And so August rolls around. I'm teaching people how to make money, how to be successful. And I'm driving around in a microwave oven. Windows don't work. Oh, they were power windows and power locks. They just didn't have much power. So here I was, man. I was super cool. Every Tuesday, I drive to Paris, Texas, which was 2.5 hours away. to do a business opportunity meeting for Excel Telecommunications that you heard about last night. And here I was, guys. The night before, I would put a wet towel, soaked wet towel in my freezer so that it would become completely frozen. I would wear a white T-shirt and literally almost boxers and flip-flops. I would jump in my microwave truck. About 2 o'clock, I'd throw that towel around my neck. No kidding. I had my suit hanging up in the back, and I would drive as fast as I could to Paris, Texas, opening and closing my door. And I was cooking. I would get there, and guys, I got caught. I can't tell that story, but a guy actually caught me, became my friend. He was the detail man at a car dealership across the highway from the hotel. So I became buddies with him, and I said, look, I'm going to come up here every Tuesday, and I'll pay you if you'll let me just take a shower with your water hose. Well, he and I became buddies, and so in the afternoon, he would line up all the pickup trucks out there rather than the car so that I could stand behind them. Don't get a visual. I know some of you can't help yourself, but just kidding. And I would literally be cooked to death and stand on that water hose, take a shower, throw my suit on, and drive as fast as I could across the highway to the hotel to show people how to be successful. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Don't raise your hand to that question. Yeah, you know, right? And maybe it wasn't money for you. Maybe you were working, 28 hours a day, 8 days a week, and you sacrificed your family along the way. Or maybe it was your health. You gained 50 pounds. Maybe it was your hobby or your passion. So, why are you really here today? Not the superficial things like, oh, I want a 150-foot flagship yacht that's $140 million. I want the G4 $80 million jet. Not those whys. The Lamborghini Diablo VT, $249,000 does, not those dreams are whys. What are the real whys? Like the day that you signed up in this business, why did you really sign up? I shared with you mine. And why I'm here today is 2 reasons. Number one, because there's nothing more rewarding in life than to give somebody hope like I was given. Number two, I love you. Y'all are good boys. Okay. And number two, because I never want these two to have to pump their brakes and fill up their radiator and be embarrassed. And work and work and work until they don't have time for what's important. And that's each other, our families, our friends. So this is my why. So now I want to know what your why is. Thank you, guys. I love you. I love you, baby. Good morning. What's your why? Your real why. The why that makes you cry when nobody's around. Would you stand up, Mel? Would you take about 60 seconds and share your real why with everybody? Hang on a second. Can we get the mics turned on? Mics, wireless mics in the audience. Try one more time.
To provide a better future for my children.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't have a lot to give them right now, and I want to change that. I want them to have a good education. I want them to not struggle. Exactly. I don't know what else to say, but I just want them to have a good life.
Mm. Mm. Thank you. What's your real why? What's the why that makes you cry when nobody's around? You know, if you look down, you're the one I'm going to call on. What is your real why, you guys? I mean, look, we're all a family here. We're going to support you. We're going to help you. We're going to hold you up. We're going to lift you up in every way possible. Why are you really here? Why did you really sign up? There's a real reason that is so deep inside your soul that I'm promising you, you can't get it out without bursting out. And when you find that why, you'll be successful in this business. Man, would you mind standing up? Natasha, would you share with everybody here what your real why is?
This is my third time around. I've been in this business for a little over 3 years, and I'm a new associate, and I've got 2 weeks. And about 15 minutes ago, I got it. My upline is Myra, and I've been telling her I'm struggling and I'm having a hard time, and she's never gave up on me, and she's always told me she believed in me. And Myra, I got it. I got it. And I have hopes, I have desires, I have a dream, and I can believe every day it's gonna be okay. I got a kid that wants to go to college, and I want to take him there. I want to send him there. Every day I live paycheck to paycheck and pray that it's gonna be all right. And today, I really believe that if I work for it, and I believe it's gonna be okay.
It's going to be okay.
And I love you.
Folks, that's what it takes. And if you don't have that, you've got to find that. I know some of us are too good where we think we are, or we think we make too much money, or we have too much time, or that's not really what it takes. It takes a great sales pitch. It's not the case. Not the case. It's something deep down inside of you that you cannot control when you're asked that question. Why are you doing this business? So why are you doing this business? Really? Why are you really doing it? Would you mind standing? Promise you I'm not picking on the ladies. They're just a lot better looking than you guys. Just take us 60 seconds and tell us why you're here. Why are you doing this?
Because I know that there's a better way. I don't want to end up at the end of my life wondering what I did with it, or want to be able to help people, and I want my life to be about that. And I don't want it to be about the everyday struggle.
Thank you. Can we get a mic to this gentleman right here in the center row that has his hand up? Lisa, please, right here. Hold your hand up, sir. What is your real why? Why are you really doing this business?
Good morning. My name is Jackson Lucas. I lost my wife back in May of 2012, and I have custody of my two daughters, Jacqueline and Naomi, of 13 and 19. I'm a single parent. I'm an only child, so I have no brothers or sisters, and both of my parents are deceased. So the buck starts and stops with me. They have no one else to look toward or to depend on but me. This is all I do. This business has to work for me and my family. It has to.
Where are your family now, baby?
And it is.
That's what it takes, guys. That's what it takes. You can be the best presenter in the world and go broke in this business. You can be the best compensation plan expert and go broke in this business. You can know the rates better than anybody in the entire company and go broke in this business. You can be a network marketing pro and take all the classes and courses and pay the thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to be trained by the gurus and go broke in this business. The only way that you will ever be successful is to find a why that is so powerful that it makes you cry. And it may not be you. It may not be that you don't have money. You may have a lot of money. It may be the kids that are in the dump in Honduras. You know, I was down there several years ago, and there were two kids. The young boy was 6 years old. His little sister was 4 years old. And when I say dump, I'm talking a garbage dump. You know what I'm talking about? Where everybody goes and dumps their garbage. And this little boy, this little 6-year-old boy, was beating off a buzzard, a vulture, because the vulture was fighting with his sister over a trash bag of food. Both of their parents were deceased. They had no family. They were living in the Honduras dump. So if you don't have a reason big enough in your own life to make you cry, then go find one. There's a lot of people in this world that don't have what you have, and they need you. If not you, then who? If you won't help them, who will? Guys, we were not put on this earth just to drive around in fancy sports cars with the Armani suits, the alligator shoes, the Rolex watches. And that's not necessarily why this business was brought to us. It was brought to us to do good in this world. It was brought to us to give not just us hope, but for us to give other people hope. Maybe people who aren't even in this business. So why are you really here? Why did you originally sign up in this company? What's the real story that you don't necessarily want everybody to know, but it's the real story? Sir, stand up. Would you mind sharing? Yeah. Would you mind sharing your why?
When I joined this business, as far back as I can remember, there's never been a time in my family where not only was there anything to leave for us, but there was never anything to get a person off to a good start. And it's been my prayer to end that in my family. I want to do for my children, my grandchildren, and I never want them to have to worry or be concerned about how they're going to make it. And there's so much good in this world that I want to do. And I know with this vehicle, we're going to get it done.
I don't know about you, but I could do this all day, all afternoon. There's nothing better. You see, that's really what causes this to work. It's not a lecture, it's not a trainer, it's not a speaker, it's us, it's a body. And I'm going to talk, I think, later today about this philosophy, that the power is not in me, and the power is not in you, the power is in us. All right, we're going to do a few more, and then we're going to wrap this up. Jerry, come on up here, brother. He was trying to get away from me. I could tell him he was ducking his head. I met Jerry in Houston, Texas, a couple of months ago, and there were about 5 people in the room. I said, you guys, this is not Viridian. You're going to have to be able to see things as though they already exist. And Jerry was one of the visionaries that was there. And he saw it, and he started building. The last time we were in Houston, a few weeks ago, there were 240 people there. And so that's good news, but there's a reason really deep within Jerry why he actually signed up to do this business. And so I want you to get a chance to hear firsthand from Jerry.
Hey, everybody. I've always been truly blessed in my life with faith, and it took a while for me to realize my purpose in life was to help people stretch and grow. Every job that I had, every opportunity that I was involved in, it was always an underlying fact of it. I just never realized that. And the older I got, the more stubborn I became in searching for that, because we spend our whole lives trying to find that purpose. You know, that Mark Twain quote, the 2 most important days is when you're born and when you realize why. So I've been very lucky for the last several years to be doing that in my career, my day job. I met Bob Quintana years ago after Robbins Master University graduate program. He had just fired his entire sales team. And I said, I'm here to work with you. You just don't know that yet. When can I come down and talk to you? So my why that I was supposed to work with him was stronger than his why saying he wasn't. And we became friends. And I remember Penny said after 2 weeks of me calling every day, come on down already. And that's when I realized my why. So I was opened and introduced to helping people stretch and grow. And I've got 2 beautiful girls that I am truly blessed with. And I want to be the change for them, to show them that they can individually make a difference in people's lives, which is why we're here every day. So I want to be the meaning for them to see that. And they're starting to see that in me, which hasn't always been the case. So I'm here to help people stretch and grow, and this is just an opportunity that I've been introduced the second time. The first time was 2 months before I left New Jersey, coming down to Houston. I was in the middle of a crazy divorce, and Bob said, I got something I got to show you. When you got to come to this meeting. And thousands of people there, as far as I remember. And he was introducing me to everybody that's been on stage, and they had the same story. I'm not anything special, but this opportunity is going to help me affect other people's lives. And you've seen the videos. This is real. It's never been more real than it is right now to affect change, not in just your life, which is important. The cars, the houses, the whatnot, that's important, right? But it's what we can do in other people's lives that we've seen in video after video for the last 6.5 years. That's going to be the history you're going to write with the people that you affect change in today, tonight, tomorrow, the people in the grocery store that you bump into, the ones that you know may or may not want it, but you're compelled to be more committed with a stronger why than they have that they can't. That's why.
All right, thank I wish we had enough time. I didn't get to this side of the audience, but we're going to get a chance. There's one in the back that is raising their hand, waving. There's one over here, one over there, 4 or 5 back there. Oh, there's a whole lot of folks now. Here's what we're going to do. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do a little bit more of this on Sunday, okay? But guys, I got to tell you, you can do a lot of things in this business. There's a lot of ways that people try to become successful in network marketing. They'll use social media, they'll use ads, they'll use landing pages, funnel systems, technology to help them to become successful. Another way that people do this is belly to belly, and it's the old school show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. There's all these different ways that people try to be successful, and they'll drive the roads and make the miles and do all the things they need to. And people do it all kinds of different ways to try to be successful in this industry. And I've watched people over the last 25 years show more presentations, have better landing pages, understand social media 10 times better than me. Quite frankly, they deserved it a whole lot more than I did. They worked a whole lot harder than I did, but they never knew their why. And they ultimately failed at this business because it wasn't significant enough. It didn't touch their heart. It only touched their pocketbook. Folks, there's a big difference between those two. Do you understand? Hello? Thought you guys may just be watching the camera crew or something. Big difference between those two. So here's what I want to leave you with. You may be here going, man, I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to be successful. I don't know the way. Guess what? I always tell people, just follow your dreams. They know the way. Thank you, guys.